Welcome to episode 10, where we will be discussing when and why it is advisable to stop the Charleston. Well, here we are at episode 10, and you are over halfway through the series. Congratulations for making it this far. You will see on the screen an infographic that we're going to discuss in depth because this lesson is about stopping the Charleston. Should I stop or should I continue? By stopping the Charleston, you prevent yourself from seeing 9 to 12 more tiles during the second Charleston and optional across. Now, we haven't gone over the second Charleston yet, but I thought it was important enough to have a lesson about stopping the Charleston all on its own. Now, if you give up those 12 potential tiles that you could be looking at, you're giving up the opportunity to add more tiles to your hand during the second Charleston and the optional across. So let's go ahead and go through the infographic so you have a greater understanding of when and why you should stop the Charleston. Let's begin on the left side of the infographic. Should I stop the Charleston? You're going to stop the Charleston if you don't have 3 tiles to pass. You're going to stop the Charleston if you clearly have 1 hand to play. Now, why should you stop the Charleston? Well, if you don't have 3 tiles to pass, then you have 1 good hand. Why should you stop the Charleston if you clearly have 1 hand to play? Because then you have a great chance of winning. So as you can see, the criteria is quite simple for whether you should stop the Charleston or not. You just assess whether you have 3 tiles that you're able to pass at the beginning of the second Charleston, which is the second left, and whether or not you clearly have 1 great hand you are playing. So both of those criteria should be met if you are going to make a decision to stop the Charleston. Again, as I mentioned earlier, by stopping the Charleston, you're preventing yourself from seeing a lot more tiles. I often hear beginner players say things like, well, gee, the same thing goes around and around the Charleston, so why should I bother? Or, this is all so confusing, so I might as well just stop the Charleston and keep what I have. Now, honestly, that's not the right attitude, because having played Mahjong for as long as I have, and I'm going to just say it's 40 years plus, I have evaluated over and over again how many times I get new tiles in the second Charleston and even on the optional across 7th and last pass. That in itself is great reason to continue the Charleston. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the right side of the infographic, and let's reaffirm why you shouldn't stop the Charleston with why you should continue. So why should you continue the Charleston? You continue if you have 3 tiles to pass because you have an opportunity to add more tiles to your hand, and you continue if you are torn between 2 hands, because if you are, you choose the easier one with hope that you'll get more tiles. Now, you see, why should I stop and should I continue work together with each other. Here we have the yin and yang of the Charleston. Should I stop or should I continue? Now I'm hoping that while we're playing the actual games on ilovemahj.com, the situation will come up where we have to actually decide whether to stop the Charleston. But if it doesn't, I am going to provide multiple bonus videos with games played on ilovemahj.com where I walk you through all the steps, just as I will be doing in episodes 11, 12, and 13. Well, this wraps it up for episode 10. See you in episode 11 soon, where we will be going over the second Charleston.